The hammer slipped once. Barely a nick, but the sting lingered. I was almost done with her mother's roof, patching leaks for free, while my wife handed me nails with that distant smile she wore when her thoughts were somewhere else. The sun pressed down, burning. My throat felt like sandpaper. I climbed down the ladder to grab a drink. That's when I heard it. Her voice drifting from the kitchen. Laughter followed. Not light laughter. Sharp, private, cutting. Once this fool finishes, we're kicking him out, she said. The papers are ready. He'll have nowhere to go. Her mother laughed. Then came the final blow, her voice casual, cruel. My boyfriend's moving in next week. I froze mid-step. Through the cracked window, I saw her sip coffee like she hadn't just torn my world in half. I didn't rush in, didn't scream, didn't even breathe. I climbed back up and finished the roof. Every nail buried deep, every shingle straight. Not for her, for me, that evening. I smiled through dinner, asked for seconds, complimented her mother's stew. She laughed like everything was normal. And for a while, it almost felt that way, until 3 days later when she asked if I'd signed the insurance papers. That's when it clicked. It wasn't just talk, it was a plan. The papers weren't about the roof. They were about me, my life policy. She needed my signature before the accident. My hands didn't shake. My voice stayed calm. I signed nothing. But inside, something froze solid. That night, she touched my shoulder in bed like she used to. My body didn't respond, just noted the contact, like a switch flickering before it goes dark. While she slept, I watched her, counted her breaths, wondered how many had been lies. Every memory started to shift. Our first trip, the night she cried and called me her safe place. All of it twisted into something uglier. I didn't sleep for 2 nights, not from heartbreak, but from calculation. I started small, cloned her phone quietly, just enough to see the truth. And there it was, her boyfriend, the contractor from when we remodeled the kitchen. They called me the project. Said I'd make a perfect cautionary tale once they moved up. I read until I couldn't anymore. Then I began collecting everything, screenshots, emails, timestamps. I visited the insurance agent, played dumb, and got a copy of what she'd filed. My name, my forged signature, my price tag. Back home, I swapped the original for blanks. She never noticed. The next day, I fixed her mother's gutters, brought flowers, even thanked them for letting me help. Their laughter that night felt louder, crueler. I smiled anyway. Every kindness became a blade. Every silence, a weapon. 2 weeks later, I had it all. The affair, the fraud, the motive, even a recorded call where she told him he trusts me too much to see it coming. She was wrong. That night, I set the table myself. Candles, wine, her favorite playlist humming low. She walked in wearing a dress she hadn't touched in months. "Wow," she said. "What's the occasion?" I told her, then slid a folder across the table. Photos, copies, a flash drive. She flipped through them slowly. Color drained from her face until she wasn't a person anymore. Just fear and regret molded into flesh. "You've been watching me," she whispered. "No," I said. "I've been listening." She reached for my hand. I didn't move. When she spoke again, her voice shook. "Please, I can explain." I stood. "You already have." No shouting, no threats, no violence, just silence. And then I handed her an envelope. Inside was a signed confession, dated weeks before. Her handwriting copied perfectly. Her affair, her fraud, all of it. I told her the police would get it if anything ever happened to me. Her lips trembled. "You'd destroy me." I smiled once. "You already did." Then I told her about the roof. How it had a hidden leak. Nothing catastrophic. Just enough to rot slowly from the inside. She blinked, confused. "It's symbolic," I said, and walked out. I left everything. The tools, the house, the memories. Moved into a small apartment above a garage. No noise. No laughter. Just quiet. The kind that comes after a storm. Sometimes, when it rains, I wonder if she looks up at that roof. If she hears the slow drip behind the walls and thinks about me. I hope she does. Not out of love, out of memory. Because some things aren't forgiven. They're simply finished. And when I drove away that night, I never looked back. The roof held. She didn't.